I'm not, so I don't have any slides for you guys tonight. I was going to do that, but I just honestly want to talk to you guys. I want to see you. I want you to see me. It's been a while since I've hosted a call, so I'm really excited, and I see so many new faces and familiar faces, so welcome. I know that we're all busy, so thank you so much for taking some time to come and listen to me talk for a little while here. Casey kind of introduced I won't get into it too much because I don't want to take too much time. But for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Shayla. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I do this full time. My oldest is 8, my youngest is 4, going into kindergarten. That's just absolutely crazy to me. And yeah, I've been coaching just over a little 2 years. Our team went Premier this year. Yay, girl bosses. I'm so proud of you guys. And yeah, we're just kind of getting started. So this is exciting, you guys. And honestly, it's crazy that I'm going to be sitting here talking to you guys about leveling up and owning your business, because I was that girl who basically sabotaged everything in my life, everything I ever did. Okay. When times got tough, it was just so much easier to throw in the towel. I never saw past the nitty gritty. Nothing was really ever worth it to work really hard for. And my stubbornness was like an 80-year-old grandma. I didn't want to hear it. Casey can vouch for this. I was like this even getting into this whole thing. I was super stubborn. I denied the truth. I blocked out any of the reality, and I just never took any ownership for anything that I did. So to be sitting here and talking to you guys about all this is kind of crazy. And I do have notes because I'm a mom and my brain doesn't work the way that it used to. So I do have to read off of something. So you guys, when I signed up as a coach, I was a challenger for a while. I had a really great transformation with T25 and the 21-day fix. I went all in. I was working before work. I was working on my lunch breaks. I was working at night. I was actually written up from my job all the time. I was threatened to lose my job because I was focusing too much on Beachbody. I knew that this is something that I wanted to do, and I went all in. Before I even matched my income at my job, I retired myself to become a full-team Beachbody coach. So this had to work for me. It still has to work for me, and it's just a good thing that I fell so in love with it. So why Beachbody? It gives me purpose for the first time in my life. It keeps me healthy. I love this team. I love all of you guys. I love to travel, and I get to travel with all of you, the programs, the trainers, the lifestyle. It's a pretty good gig. I mean, we get to dream, we get to hit goals, and we get paid for it, and we just get to live happy lives, right? So this is what makes me happy. This is why I do what I do. And yeah, that's kind of a little bit about me. So I'm going to get right into, because I have 10 steps that I want to talk to you guys about tonight that I, over the last 2.5 years, have really applied to my business. And honestly, I'll get to this a little bit more in the call, but religiously following these steps over maybe the last year or so. So number 1, you guys, have fun. This is a big one. This was a really big turning point for me. If you're not having fun, then nothing you're doing right now is going to matter whatsoever. Okay, so your energy is going to call your own bullshit in this business. Sorry if there's little ears on here. You're never going to be able to get people to join you in this journey if you're not having fun yourself, right? So it starts with you guys. It should be adding happiness in your life and not taking away from it. If you're feeling bored or stuck, I want you guys to reflect on your journey, okay? Because we're all going to go through this. I still go through this. It's not that I don't love my job, but there are going to be times where you're feeling a little bit stuck and confused and lost, right? So when you reflect on that, I want you to think, like, why are you not having fun? Okay, this month sucks. That doesn't work. That's not an excuse. That's not why you're not having fun. There's no such thing as that. We'll get to that. And like, what is making you feel so defeated, right? Is it actually this business, or is it something that's maybe going on in your personal life that's affecting your business, right? So there's always time to reflect on that. And I think it's really, really, really important that you do, because it's so easy to blame the business right away, right? I'm not having fun because this month sucks, or this business is hard. But a lot of the times it's actually something to do with us personally, whether it's in our life or with us that we're struggling with, right? So reflecting on that to kind of understand and to get out of that, right? Also, too, think about a time when you felt really, really excited. so excited that you could barely contain yourself. And I know that you guys are all here, so you've had that moment in this business, right? Reflect back on that. What was it that was making you so happy and excited? Was it a program that you were doing? Were you involved in a group that you're participating in? Did you hit a goal? Was it a hobby that maybe you took up and you felt super passionate about? There's so many different things to look at, right? So go back to that moment and do it again. So for me, like size, that was my happiest. I love doing size. So whenever I feel like I'm kind of feeling kind of in the gutter, I always go back to size. I'll do a few days of size. I get that back. That's just me personally, right? Fitness is my thing. So that genuinely does make me happy. It might be different for you guys, right? It might not even have anything to do with Beachbody. So go back to that and do it all over again. Okay, so you guys, we're in control of our fun meter in this business. Nobody's tying you to a pole and making you do anything that's sucking the life out of you, right? It's totally up to you. So that leads me to my second thing, which is an ego check. And I'm laughing about this because Casey and I actually just talked about this not long ago. She's going to probably laugh. But this is a tough one because no one's going to actually come up to you and tell you that you're being an egotistic butt, like really, right? So it's 100% up to you to recognize and to accept that. And I've gone to Casey and I've asked her, why is nothing going my way? And she's like, it's that mentality right there. That's why, right? It's my way. That ego thing can really, really nip you in the butt. And it was a huge eye opener for me, right? So some of the things that I personally like to ego check on, I know this doesn't speak for everybody, but are you being a boss or a leader? Okay. A leader leads from the front and by example, and they focus on their business and their fitness journey first. Right? So as soon as we start to kick into micromanaging, everything sort of loses sight. You lose sight of everything that's going on in your business and what's important. And ultimately, you guys, that is you, right? And I don't know, some of you guys are leaders and some of you guys are new on the call. But when you become a leader, it's the 80-20 rule. It applies for that as well, right? But we get so stuck in management mode sometimes that we just want everyone to have success so bad that it might come off a little, bossy. And that's not what we're here for, right? So that was a really big reality check for me when my team started to grow because I was totally a micromanager. Am I being a busy coach or am I being a productive coach? So there's a huge, huge difference there, you guys. We could be busy all day long and at the end of the day feel very unfulfilled. Like we got nothing done, right? And then we start to blame everybody else and everything around us when the reality is that our activities just were not business building activities whatsoever. We're just wasting our time, right? And that, you guys, is super, super tiring because I've been there. And I'm speaking about all this, you guys, from experience, okay? I'm not just being rude and like giving it to you guys. This is honestly stuff that I have been through. And so I want to address it to you just in case, right? Another thing too, ego check. Am I being a negative Nancy? Okay, if so, that mindset needs to change like yesterday. This is a topic that I'm going to get to on its own in this call, but very important, right? To kind of reflect on, am I being negative? Am I making excuses into solutions? So it's so easy to blame your missed goals on opportunities and everything else that's around you, right? So you guys, my house flooded. I quit smoking. My grandma passed away. My 8-year-old son is having serious issues in school. My house is a construction zone. My spouse suffers from anxiety. And, my cat is into everything and seriously driving me insane. And I'm not kidding you guys. He ate a loaf of bread yesterday. A loaf of bread. Okay, he's into everything. I feel like I'm losing my mind over here in this house. But if I let all of those excuses get control over my life, my business is going to fail hard. Okay. So you guys, it's all about the control, right? And this is where personal development comes into play. I'm not going to talk about personal development right now. You guys know. But honestly, if it wasn't for that and plugging into team calls like this, you guys, I would be going batshit crazy right now. Okay. And so thank you guys for hopping on because I know that life gets in the way, right? Am I being just lazy? Okay. That happens. It happens. I've been there lots and lots of times. Your efforts have to match, does your efforts match the success that you want, right? And then the last one too that I like to reflect on, I know this is a lot, but like I've said, I've been through I've been through it all in this business. If I'm feeling uninspired, I ask myself this: was I on a team call this week? Was I listening in on the national wake up call? Okay, if not, then that's probably why I'm feeling uninspired, and that's my answer right there, right? So that was my second thing, my second tip. My third, and you guys, I have this saved so I can just upload it in the team page. If you guys are trying to write, I can see you. The third thing too is, in case you're gonna laugh, true blue coach. All right, so there is a little story behind this one. This was my moment when I realized, like, yeah, this is where it all changed for me. So you guys, we can only fake it until you make it in certain aspects in this business. And I'm telling you right now, your health and fitness is not one of those things that you can just fake and try to make out of a business, okay? It was funny because so you guys, I struggled with smoking for a very long time. And Casey, like, I was that closet smoker. I think there was maybe only a couple girls on my team that personally knew because we had to travel together. And I had no choice but to be like, so this is what's going on. Like, I can't quit. And I remember I went to Casey one time and I was so frustrated with everything in this business. Like, I was ready to just throw in the towel and give up. And I said to her, you know, what am I doing wrong? You can just be really honest with me. And she's like, you need to be a true blue coach. You know, so I look up to Bonnie Engel. Like, you guys have no idea. I love her. Everything about her, I relate to her. And so she says, well, do you think Bonnie Engel, if you went to Summit, she's hacking a cigarette outside of the, you know, the Superdome, what would you do? And I was like, oh my gosh, she would never smoke. Like, Bonnie Engel would never smoke. And she's like, okay, well, this is where it has to change, right? So that was a really defining moment for me where I was like, if I'm going to make this business work and I'm going to crush all these goals that I have in mind for myself, which is pretty big, I need to get my own health and fitness under control and stop faking it. So I did that. And like I said, we had a really great year, the team and I really found myself. So yeah, again, Casey, you're not being a batch, you're just being honest, and look where it got me, right? So are you on a program? So about being a true blue coach, are you on a program? Are you legitimately doing a program for reals? This is your job, you guys. We get paid to be healthy and fit and rock really super awesome programs. Okay. So the more programs that you complete, the more results you get, the bigger that your business is going to explode. That's just how it works. And if you're a half-asser, kind of like how I was for a really long time, and you don't go on all in, you're just going to go in circles, right? How are you supposed to move forward? And then another thing too, you guys, with the true blue coach thing is be your best challenger. Okay. It's so funny too, because I still have groups like this with even 70 women in it. Sometimes there's crickets in there. You still show up every single day with your sweaty selfie, with your Shakeology, sharing recipes. It doesn't matter if nobody's engaging. This is your job. Okay. They see it. And they might not be participating, but they are watching you. And that if you're going to be a true blue coach, you guys, we have to show up every single day. Okay. And that's so important. So my fourth tip is have a vision. Okay. You can work this business until you're blue, but until you have a business or a big goal, depending on what your goals are in mind, you're just going to be in circles over and over and over again. Okay. So your vision must be really crystal clear. And when you close your eyes and think about that vision, you should be able to feel it and see it in full detail. Like it's legit happening to you right then and there. So for me, this is really easy. I'm not going to close my eyes and get all weird on you guys right now, but for me, it's really easy. I want to be financially free. I want to get my hubby a really nice family truck with a lift in it. I can see my house right now, exactly what it looks like, the furniture, the way that it is decorated. I see my sort of like a forerunner. I already know what I want, something I can take in the bush, but something I can always, be the mom jetting around grocery shopping. We want to have a cabin or someplace in the world where we can go and escape for a little while and I don't have to worry about debt. I see myself as one of the top coaches, and I'm not saying top 10 or no, like quadruple superstar diamond, but well enough off that, I can look at it and say all my hard work really paid off. So my vision in this business is very, very clear. I can tell you what I'm wearing on stage when I'm being announced as, you know, a 10-star diamond coach. Like, I am so crystal clear on that. And that keeps me driven all the time. So that being said, so I know that everybody has different goals in this business. So if you're someone, you know, who like sign up and just wants to pay for Shakeology and a little bit of your bills, that's amazing. That is just as important as my crazy goals, okay? But understanding what you want and making that very clear is so important, all right? So if you're struggling with creating one, then you need to dig just a little bit deeper. Maybe find some coaches to follow that you can relate to, that have maybe built a lifestyle that you are very, you know, drawn to through this business. Somebody to inspire you, okay? I stopped following top coaches about 8 months in just because I got caught in that comparison game. So just be careful with that. But it's definitely okay to find a coach that you can relate to that really inspires you to keep going, right? And now my fifth one is, you guys, you're going to be like, shut up. You need to get your butt to events, okay? This is where it all started for me. Okay, I'm going to tell my story quick. I wasn't going to, but I'll be really fast, I promise. So Casey held this big kind of challenge, I guess you would call it, where she was going to Cancun for the Success Club trip, and she was allowed to take one person. I was a brand new coach, brand spanking new. I was an emerald coach. I had no idea what I wanted in this business or what the hell I was even doing. I just had a wicked transformation. I love to work out. I love Shakeology, and I wanted to travel for free. So I went for it and I won the challenge. I think I hit Success Club 29, which I don't even think I understood what that meant, but I did it. And I went to Cancun as a brand new coach. I traveled by myself. Scared out of my mind, kind of thinking when I got on the plane, like, what am I doing? This is insane. I just like up and left my family as a brand new Beachbody coach. I don't even know what is happening right now. But I went, and it was so surreal, you guys. I looked around me and was like, this is not happening right now. This is not real. I couldn't believe that the potential in this business. So I remember, you know, because she was an elite coach, so I got to go to the elite dinner. I met Carl. He actually showed us where the bathroom was. I met Shanti, who changed my life. I met Melanie Mitro and Lindsay Stay, and I went on a yacht with friggin' Lindsay Matway. Like, it was, I didn't even know who half these people were at the time. I look back now and I'm like, holy moly, I would have been so much more starstruck. But that was where my vision was created, on that trip. I saw the potential. I saw the fun that everybody was having, just experiencing those live workouts and meeting so many other coaches in this company. And it was so cool too, because I think Casey had just been like the top coach in Canada not long before that. So just to see so many people being like, oh my God, Casey, and can I get your picture? And you're so inspiring. I was like, oh yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want right there. And so I came home from that one event, and I have not stopped since. I haven't stopped. I had my goals written out, sent to Casey like a week later, and here I am today, right? So you guys, getting to events is so important. I know you hear all this all the time. I heard it all the time. Little fun fact here, I actually didn't go to my first summit. I couldn't afford it. I also didn't go on the first Success Club trip that I earned on the cruise. So I missed 2 events in my first year. And for the first 8 months of my coaching career, I struggled. I did not move an inch. My financial state was still the same. I was dropping diamond left, right, and center and couldn't hold it. The events really, truly change everything, you guys. 1 second, I need some more. All right, so when you go to events, you guys, they inspire you. They're going to help you find your vision if you don't have it already. They get you excited. They get your followers on social media excited and interested in what the hell you're doing. You get to meet new coaches and learn and grow, not only as a coach, you guys, but as a person. I would have never traveled to Cancun by myself ever. Like, that was insane. But since then, I have been everywhere by myself, except for the Dominican. My family came with us. But I just grew so much from that one trip, just the independence that I got. So, and you guys, honestly, we can earn a free trip. You guys know that, right? Like, you can go on an all expense paid trip once a year. So go for it. This is something that everybody, I feel like, should go for. It's 5-star. They treat you like royalty when you get there. You're greeted with flowers and water bottles and really fun drinks with cool straws. So keep that in mind, that you can actually earn an event trip for free, okay, for you and your family or your spouse. Number 6, I'm not going to talk very much about this, but I think that it's really important. If I'm going to talk about the top 10, this has to be in it, is the vital behaviors. Okay, so I know there's a lot of new coaches on here too. I'm just going to touch on it, but this is the honestly, the area in this business that you can't fake. Okay, it's not going to work in your favor. We get paid to share on social media, you guys. We get paid to create friendships. This is our job. We get to become really badass humans that are bulletproof from doing personal development, right? So why wouldn't we want to do these things every day anyways? Okay. If you're not doing these, your business just won't grow. And that's just so plain and simple and tough love. But I have tried to do half of the vitals before. I've tried to do one of the vitals before, and it's never worked out for me ever. I was basically paddling and not getting very far. Number 7, and I actually just posted about this before I did the team call, and some of you guys saw it, but to scare and push yourself at least once a day. Okay, I want you guys to do a challenge for yourself over the next week, and you guys can message me and tell me about it because I want to hear about it. I'm the biggest scaredy cat in the entire world. Judgment freaks me right out, and that's something that I have to work on every single day. But if you can scare or push yourself once a day, you're going to blow your own mind. Okay, so everything you've ever wanted is one step out of your comfort zone. I love that. If it makes your heart race, do it. Okay, never procrastinate deciding whether or not you should or shouldn't. Chances are, is if you're actually thinking about doing that, probably means that you should do it. Okay, so even that goes as simple as something like a post. There's so many times that we spend so much time wondering if we should post, if it's good or not. Just do it, walk away. All right. The more that you get uncomfortable, the more comfortable that you're gonna feel. All right, so really big example for this one is live videos, right? The easier that, or the more that you do them, the easier it's gonna get. And honestly, still sometimes I feel like I'm gonna throw up before I get on a live video, but the more that I do it, I feel like it's just coming so much more naturally, right? And that's just one example. It could be a lot of things in here. If you're not doing anything different, then nothing's going to ever change, and that becomes super frustrating. I would hate to see you guys just like giving it all, but not stepping out of your comfort zone, and that one little thing is just holding you back, right? So make sure that you do that. And number 8, I'm just flying through these, but that's okay. We can do Q&A after. So throw the word overwhelmed out of your vocabulary. Sometimes I catch myself saying it, and I have to think like, okay, I'm not overwhelmed. Stop using that word. I tell people not to use it. I can't use it. So for me, I've thrown it completely out of my vocabulary. I really try not to say that I'm overwhelmed ever. If you're overwhelmed, then that just means you are putting way too much on your plate. Okay? This business is meant to be simple. It's very basic. We have those vital behaviors for a reason. If you're feeling overwhelmed, chances are that you're actually doing it to yourself, and you need to take a step back. All right. And it's okay to take a day, you guys. And I actually just talked to one of my coaches. We did a Zoom today, and I said to her, take the day, get off of social media, quit doing everything you're doing, go have a hot bath, watch Netflix, just get away from the whole business, everybody, and then come back refreshed the next day. That's normal. Okay. We all need to do that once in a while. I had to do it just like a week ago. You guys, we need that. We do need our sanity too. Okay. And social media can be overwhelming, but chances are, like I said, you've put it on yourself or just overwhelmed yourself with something. So everything reflects back on what you are or you're not doing. And have a system. You guys, we have the funnel system, and it's so crazy. I don't know, Casey, have we had this around for a while? The funnel system? Or is this like fairly new? I don't know why, but I just got wind of this funnel system not long ago, like maybe 3 months ago, and it has changed my life. So for those of you guys who are unfamiliar about the funnel system, or even if you're not doing it, basically you do this every single month, you guys. You repeat it, rinse, recycle, right? You invite to your free group, you crush your free group, you invite to your challenge group, you crush your challenge group, You invite everybody to your sneak peek. Okay. And it's just, you do it month after month after month. So what's going to happen here is your network is going to grow like crazy. Your challenge groups are going to get bigger, AKA there's going to be more people getting awesome results and a lot more people that are most likely going to join your team. All right. Keep it simple. Rinse, repeat, recycle, whatever the order is that it is. Every single month. It doesn't have to be hard, right? So the overwhelmed thing, just try and stay clear of that, because as soon as you start telling yourself you're overwhelmed, I remember I had anxiety attacks when I used to use that word, because I would start feeling like I was, when really I just need to take a step back for a second and just think, okay, what am I doing here that I don't need to be doing, right? How can I make this more simple for me? And I've honestly found that the funnel system does that for me. Be resourceful, okay? This will help you not feel so overwhelmed. Yes, exactly, Casey. Yes, that's perfect. Being resourceful, you guys, we have an amazing training website that a lot of teams do not have. Okay, there's free personal development in there. There's training. There is scripts. There's free group outlines and guidelines. Everything that you need is in our training website. Okay, YouTube. Oh my gosh, honestly, even if I didn't have an upline helping me every step of the way, or like leading and guiding me, I could probably go on YouTube and crush this business. Everything is in there, right? Casey did it. Everything's in there, you guys, honestly, from placement to how we make money to how to become a top recruiter to how to make your social media amazing. Like everything's in there. And I'm noticing too, more and more, especially all the top coaches, that is how they train their teams now. So there's some golden stuff on YouTube. Be resourceful, get on there, check it out. All of your answers or questions will be answered and you will not feel overwhelmed anymore, right? So number 9 is negativity is unacceptable. It's unacceptable in my business. I will not stand for it. Nothing drives me more freaking crazy than hearing people be negative in this business. It is honestly drowns me. I can't even do it. It makes me get anxiety, like really, really bad. That you guys, negativity is a life sucker and it's going to chew you up and spit you out in this business. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. We work with a company who promotes living a happy, healthy, fulfilling life. Okay, so we can't be sitting behind a computer being a negative Nancy and trying to promote a happy lifestyle. It just doesn't work that way. All right, I'm gonna just go over here. Yeah, in my life, you guys, I was like the biggest negative Nancy ever. I never saw the good in any situation. I blamed everybody else for all of my problems. I actually get annoyed just thinking about the person that I used to be. And the energy is so strong and it's so contagious that if you're being negative, every single person, every conversation you have, every coach that you attract to your business is going to be negative and life-sucking. It's just how it goes, right? So make sure you're in the positive place, because nothing good will ever come out of negativity, right? Number 10 is time is on your side. And I never thought in a million years that I would even say that, because when I got into this business and I saw that vision after Cancun, I was like, okay, I'm going to go elite right away. I'm going to become a 6-figure income earner in 5 months. It was insane. I was being not greedy, but my expectations were a little crazy in the time factor. I was being very impatient. Same thing went with when I was going for Diamond. I was being so impatient that I almost was sabotaging my own business. I wasn't giving it time, right? So my biggest advice is be patient. Don't expect success overnight, which I know we always hear. But stop putting a timer on your business. Let it flourish, okay? It honestly... it needs to be sustainable and stable. Okay. And if you're rushing your business, it's not going to be stable whatsoever. And then you're going to be in a situation like me where everything falls apart and you have to rebuild it. Right. I was so eager to do all of that stuff. And then I started reading, actually, you guys, if you struggle with like being patient, because I know that a lot of coaches, this is a big struggle, waiting and kind of you know, taking a step back and just letting it all happen slowly. John C. Maxwell, he says, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day lead to great achievements gained slowly over time. And I remember reading that and being like, okay, it's going to happen, but I just need to relax a little bit, right? I focus on one day, 1 week, 1 month at a time, one goal at a time. Okay. A little bit of small things over time create really, really big movement. Okay. So you guys, all in all, those are my 10 steps. One sec. But I want you guys to seriously own your business. Okay. Walk and talk and act like a top coach or whatever kind of a coach that you aspire to be. The more that you put out in the universe, the more you're going to get it back. You have to believe it, okay? So in my eyes, I've literally been an elite coach since the beginning of 2016. I tell myself all the time, I'm like, I am an elite coach. I'm a top coach. And the more that I believe that, the closer that I get. And it's so close, you guys. And I've been doing this, like I said, for 2.5 years. And I expected this right away. But I haven't stopped telling myself that. I haven't stopped believing in it. I still walk and talk and post like I am one of those top coaches. And I'm starting to feel like it's just, you know, just one step ahead of me here. And love this company for all that it is. You guys are a part of something super special and really, really amazing that can change your friggin' life upside down in a heartbeat, okay? I was a single mom who was basically burying my hurtful past with alcohol. I had no car, no money. I was living with my mom. I had absolutely no directions in life and was going to therapy weekly. Okay. And now here I am sharing all of this with you guys. And I'm telling you that this company and this business and everything that it has to offer has made me the person that I am today. And I'm not just saying that. I truly, truly believe that. And I will stand for that forever. I don't care how many people out there laugh and think like, she's crazy. She's just another Beachbody coach. But I know what I stand for and I know what I've been through. And I'm telling you guys that if you can apply these 10 things to your business and in your everyday life, you're going to be a much happier, more patient, more successful coach. Okay. I do have one thing I want to show you guys, and it's just like a really quick video, and then I'm done. So I'm going to share my screen. And you guys might have seen these. I love these. So if I ever wake up and I'm feeling like kind of in a crappy mood or my mindset's not where it's supposed to be, I will go on YouTube and I'll find one of these and I will watch it and it turns my day around. And this was one of them. So I really want to show it to you guys. And it totally fits into everything I've just talked about. So it's only 5 minutes.
I don't believe in the word procrastination. Like, I don't really believe in that word. I told a young lady in Australia who told me she was a procrastinator. I said, look, if I told you to meet me here tomorrow at 5 a.m., I'm going to give you $3 million, where would you be? She said, I'll be right there at 4:59, ready to get that $3 million. I said, so there's no such thing as procrastination. What it is it's not important to you. One thing I want you to make sure you remember is don't quit. No matter how it goes for the day, no matter what you go through, make sure you don't quit. We always say just do it. That's Nike's trademark, but make sure when you just do it, you'll understand that you won't quit through the process. It's not meaningful to you. It's not something that's urgent to you. And when something is not urgent, you put it off. If it's not meaningful to you, if it's not important to you, then you're not going to make it a priority. So what you have to do is find out, how can you make it meaningful? How can you make it purposeful? How can you make it stick? And when you can find that out, I promise you, you'll get up early, you'll get there first, and you'll do whatever it takes to make that goal a reality. No such thing as procrastination. Is a such thing as it's not a priority to you. Don't quit. Arthur Unknown. Because Because every day, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road that you're treading seems all uphill, when cares are pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns. Many of failure turned about, though he might have won had he stuck it out. So don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You might succeed with just another blow. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tips of the cloud of doubt. You never know how close you are. You might be near, but you seem so far. So stick to the fight when your heart is hit. It's when things go wrong, you must not quit.
There's a couple different types of stress. Now, if it's something that you can control that's causing you stress, well, why aren't you getting control of it? Generally, it's a lack of discipline. So you gotta have the discipline to grab control and make it happen. And when I say you need discipline for that, what that means is these stresses that you're avoiding, they're not gonna go away if you avoid them. So take the discipline to face the stressful situation. Get ahead of it. Don't be afraid of it. So if you can't control something and you can't get control of it, you have to at least embrace what you can. There's only so much you can do, and you cannot completely eliminate it. But you can't control it, so why are you going to worry about it? Why are you going to stress about it? If there's something that's completely beyond your control, you got to detach from it and not let yourself get stressed about it. And on top of that, if it's something that you can't control, how can you look at it in a different light? How can you see it in a way that you could actually take advantage of it? How can you take that stress and make it into some kind of ally? You know, the chaos of combat is something that I couldn't control, but I had to embrace it so I could try and figure out how to take advantage of it. So when it comes to stress, don't fight it. Turn it on itself and use it. Use it. Use it to make yourself sharper and more alert. And use it to make yourself think more and learn more and get better. And use that stress as a catalyst to make yourself better.
Yeah, so I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was super motivational. Oh, it's still playing, sorry. Let me just get rid of that. But I honestly, when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna add this to the end of the call. Because it wrapped up, it really emphasized on stress, but you can put that into any kind of perspective in this business, whether it's overwhelmed or stuck or any of that, right? And get ahead of it, like they were saying. So yeah, that's my 10 tips in owning your business, you guys.
I'm hoping the baby doesn't just like lose her mind. That was awesome. So if you guys have any questions, please, this is your chance, you guys, to like ask questions. And it blows my mind at the end of every call how there's never like a bazillion questions when everyone is like, I'm struggling, or I don't know how to do this, or like new coaches that don't ask questions. I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is your opportunity. It's crazy to me. So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're stuck in your business, or you're struggling, you're like, like, I don't know how to do, like, what are some of the first steps that you take to kind of get out of that funk? Like baby steps, like we say, get back to the basics. What are your basics that you get back to?
Yeah, so my basics, I make sure that I'm doing the right personal development. I feel like sometimes I just choose personal development because it's there and I've heard about it. But I always reflect back on that right away. Like, if I'm feeling this way, then I need to switch my personal development right now. And so I do that first. Another thing too is now, this is actually new, but I've added in when I'm feeling stuck or whatever, I always go back and think, am I having fun, right? And that's why I added that in here too, is I always want to make sure that I'm enjoying myself, because as soon as I feel like this is too much work, or if I feel like, you know, I am stuck in my goals or stuck in my business, then I need to kind of turn it around and start having some fun again. So those are my two main things. And then, yeah, just sort of taking a day, honestly, taking one day. That's all it takes sometimes, is just to unplug. And I said this not long ago, actually, about conversations with Casey. I was saying, you know, I feel like I forgot how to talk to people because we're on social media so much. It's like this virtual life, right? So yeah, I take a day to myself, but I would say those are probably my three main things that I would do.
And then after you take your day to yourself to recoup, what are some of the like business building activities that you jump back into the business with, so that when you come back in, you're not like flustered and like, where do I start? What are some of the like very simple key things that you come back into the business fresh with?
I always, the next day after taking a day off, I get up, I don't check my computer or my phone or anything. I shower, I get ready, I put on makeup, I put on jeans, not tights, and my hair in a bun with a half-washed face. I come feeling refreshed, honestly, and it makes a really big difference, even in confidence when I'm talking to people. If I have a bun in my hair and I haven't showered in 3 days and I'm wearing the same clothes as yesterday, I am not in it. I just don't feel like messaging people or talking to anyone. So that's the first thing that I do. I get up, I recuperate, I refresh, I put my face on for once, and then I attack the day. But I always start with my Shakeology and my personal development after a day off. Always, always, always. And then from then on, I grab my business activity tracker and I sit down and I check off my list every single time I take a day off. My morning and evening routine. Oh gosh. I have to have my Shakeology in the morning. I know that sounds really silly, but if I don't, my entire day is thrown off. I get up, I have my shake, I post in my challenge groups, I post in any of the groups that I'm running, which is usually like 3 at a time. I always check in with my team. That is like my normal morning routine. And it's so funny because anyone that was in my bod squad before getting on this team, they're like, yeah, that's true. Every single morning I'm in there with my Shakeology. So for the morning, I do that. Every time looks different because Carter, so my oldest son, I have joint custody, right? So nighttime always looks a little different. When he's here, I like to really try to unplug. But other than that, I'll take at nighttime after the kids are in bed and Ty and I are just laying in bed. We'll either do personal development if we haven't done it already. At one point we had the 5-minute journal, we were doing that, or I'll just get on my computer and I'll set myself up for the next day. So I'll write it. I always have a list. Oh my gosh, if Ty was over here, he would be laughing because every night I'll sit down and I'm like, okay, what I got to do tomorrow? And I literally write down from like important to not what I have to do. So the first thing is like check in with my bod squad, drink my Shakeology, get Carter off to school. If I don't have a list, I don't do very well in the day. I just work off a list. I have to. If I don't, then I just I'm like a squirrel. You know the squirrel thing? It's like, oh, that's fun. Let's go do that. Or, oh, that person wants to go to the park. Okay, let's do that. It's like, no, I have a list. These things need to get done before the end of the day. So that's definitely one way that I stay on track. But my routine definitely looks like kind of different all the time just because this is my full-time job. So I usually work, actually, I'll tell you this right now, Sean or Alex, whoever was asking, both of you, I work in blocks throughout the day. So I wake up and I'll work for like 2-3 hours and then I'll take some time off and go enjoy lunch with my hubby and whatever, right? And then I come back in the afternoon and I usually work from like 1 to 3:30. And then Carter comes home from school and we hang out for bed. I get dinner ready. And then before bed, I always check in with my messages, my challengers, whatever needs to be done, set up for the next day. So that's typically what a day looks like for me. Mom Bon, you should have seen my hair before I got on here. Oh, I had to shower. I literally was putting on mascara before the call. So funny. How many hours a day do I work? Oh gosh. It depends. I would say on average, say, so 7:30 to 11, 8, 10, 3, 9, probably like 7 hours a day, 6. It depends. Honestly, I would rather, this is what I do to you guys, is there's always one day of the week I take off completely from morning till night. Like, try and show up on social media and I'll post what we're doing for the day. And I'll even say, like, I decided to take today off, so this is what we're doing today. So I always take a day off. Typically that's Thursday. It's payday. I know that I'm safe, right? Rank, everything was cut off was Wednesday, so I take Thursday. And then I always have one day where I like to clean. So I would rather work like a buttload as much as I can, and then have those 2 days where it's like, one, I'm completely unplugged, and the other one, it's like, I'll do my vitals, except for my one day off, right? I'll do my vitals. But then at least I don't feel like I have to be on my computer all day, every day. So yeah, about 7 hours, I'd say. Wow, it's weird. I don't even feel like it is. At the end of the day, it doesn't even feel like I worked 7 hours ever. It's because I'm having so much fun. But before, you guys, when I worked at my other job, I was still working, probably just so I could do this full time. I was still working probably 5 hours a day in between jobs and stuff, and mom life and part-time. You're welcome.
Do you guys have any more questions? Ooh, the group is alive.
Love it. So Sean and Alex, what groups do I run? So I always have my bod squad. It's my year-long program that I talk about on social media. So I have my bod squatters. I always have my free groups. I'm actually going to start running 2 free groups a month. And that is 2, and Robin, this is how I'm going to talk to you about this, about expanding my network through free groups. So I'm going to start doing 2 a month, and then the sneak peek we always run, which is a team thing, which is nice. It takes a lot of load off of all of us, where we can kind of share the work. Yeah, but for groups always. So are you talking in terms, Sean or Alex, that like a free group? Like, what kind of free groups do I run? I always run, honestly, a lot of the times, you guys, is like fitness groups, because that's my passion. I suck at clean eating groups because I'm basically on the internet copying, pasting, because I don't like to clean eat and I don't like to promote it. I love doing like fashion groups. I've done fashion groups before, like bikini boot camps, just stuff that really resonates with me, so that it's fun still for me and that I actually can put my heart into it. But for groups, yeah, for free groups, is that what you meant? Those are kind of the ones that I always steer towards. And then, so Robin, yeah, for expanding my network, 100% free groups. Free groups. I will go on interest groups. Actually, a power hour that we did not long ago, I had one of my girls on my team say that she goes in the interest groups that she's in, and she'll friend or request people from there, right? Because you're in that interest group, and it's kind of you're in for conversation and relationship building. So she builds her entire network basically off of interest groups. But I do it strictly on free groups, always. So like Casey was talking about in the group the other day, she strives for like 150 new friends per group. And I mean, who doesn't want to do a free group, right? It's the easiest way to add people to your network. They can't get in your group if they're not your friend on Facebook, right? So it's like that easy, I'll just throw you a friend request, no big deal, right? It's not creepy or anything. So that's like my main way of doing it. And I have a goal of 500 new friends by summit. So hold me to it, you guys. I got to do it. What do you recommend for personal development for confidence? Chantal, you might have heard this already, but You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero I read it 3 times. Confidence is something that I really, really struggle with. The Gift of Imperfections by Brene Brown is another one of my favorite books. Oh gosh, I want to read Get Over Your Damn Self, because I heard that was a really good one. I don't know, Casey, if you've read that or not, but I've been told that that's a really good book to read. Have you ever done Fit Club? Oh yes. That's so funny. Casey ran it for a really long time, and I used to go as a challenger just to support her. And then I became a coach, and I kind of took it off of her hands because she got too busy. And then I ran Fit Club for almost the entire time I've been coaching, I think 2 years. And I just recently gave it over and handed over to my downline, to my girls in the area, and now they're running the Fit Club here. So, because I'm just too busy. But yeah, Fit Club was my way of getting my name out there in town. I put flyers up at coffee shops, the college, the Recplex, everywhere. And I met a lot of really great people, and a lot of people actually on our team. I don't know if Melissa, like there's some people on here. I met a lot of my really great friends and now teammates from Fit Club. So where did you invite people to your free group from? Ads, interest groups, all of it. I boost an ad for $5 a day only because it's a free group, so usually it gets pretty good traction. And then in interest groups and on buying swaps and on my Facebook, everywhere I invite. Seriously. And then I tell people to bring friends along, and maybe they get a gift card, or maybe they get a sample of Shakeology or whatever. But referrals too is a really good way. Can you list the names of those books in Inferno? Oh gosh, how many's in there? There's Eat That Frog, and there's tons. Hey Case, I think you have like 4 or 5 books in there. If you go into our team page under description, is that where you have our team training website? In the description box, and then the password's on there too, Kelly. Otherwise, I would name them all, but there's just too many. Yeah, totally. Fit clubs are where it's at. And it gets you comfortable with talking about your story, right? We always get told, we need to have that 10-second elevator story. But without practice, it's really hard. It's a hard thing to kind of keep short and minimal and heartfelt and cover everything without word vomiting, right? So Fit Club is definitely where I got a lot more, it was just easier for me to talk to people, right?
Can I touch on Fit Clubs really quick?
Yes, please.
So when I signed up as a coach, you guys, we had been in Canada for a whole 3 days. So we did not know what challenge groups were. There was no such thing as Fit Clubs. There was no such thing as a training website. Beachbody did not have training websites. We did not even have challenge packs. Okay. When I signed up as a coach, we did not have challenge packs. It wasn't a thing yet. So basically that is how we learned to grow our business. And I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, I'm going to rent a space. And I'm just going to turn my DVD player on, and I'm going to invite some people from around town, and they're going to come and work out with me. That's my plan. That's going to be my plan of attack. And I was not on social media really yet. I came from a time when there was like nobody even posted on social media, especially not a bikini picture. I was like, what the frick, right? Like, what is she posting? There was no such thing, right? It's like this new thing. So Fit Clubs are really, really cool because like Shay said, it gave me the opportunity to learn how to tell a story, which has been something that has evolved over 5 years and something that I've been able to pass down to all of you guys, right? The whole story thing and like all that kind of stuff, that all had to start from somewhere, and it was Fit Club. And basically what a Fit Club is, you guys, is you rent a space and you invite a whole bunch of people and you do a live workout. So every week I would do a different workout, and I would invite all my friends, and then I would say to them, if you bring 2 friends next week, I'll give you a free packet of Shakeology. We would do the workout. I would tell my story, how I lost 40 pounds and all that kind of stuff. I would talk about the programs, and then we would do a wicked workout. I would make shakes at the end for everybody to try, and then I would invite to my challenge group, and then I would tell people to bring their friends. And by the end of it, like me and Shayla live in a very small town, and we had like 50, 60 people going to it by the end, like insane amounts of people. And the cool thing about a Fit Club, and this is why I love it so much for new coaches, is because those people, when they would decide to join my challenge, I would sign them up as a discount coach, but then they would bring 2 or 3 friends, and then they would sign up, and I'd be like, well, you should sign them up if you make the commission. That's how I built myself to Diamond. That's how I built my 1-star, because then my coaches started bringing their friends, and it was easy. The duplication part of it was very easy. It actually got me to like 3-star, 4-star. That's how I originally built my business. And then you can pass it down when, to somebody. So they are, I agree. They're an incredible way of growing your business and learning to have confidence. You need a confidence boost? Run a Fit Club. Totally. You figure that shit out real fast. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more questions?
Yeah, so we would bring, so for me, I mean, at that time, Casey probably brought DVDs, but we had the all access. So we had Beachbody on demand, and I had the Wi-Fi password at one of the schools here. So every week was different. I got to promote every single program. I showed them the meal plans. I really got to hype up VOD. So I was really lucky for that. But DVD player works too. Most of the time they have projection screens and sound systems at the school. And then, yeah, you can either do Fit Club for free, or I just did a Toonie drop-in, and sometimes I even donated it to charity. So it's totally whatever you think, right? Questions are good.
We also, we used to do the bridal fair. So lots of people ask about, like, what are those called? Trade shows. So like home and body shows, or the women's show, or like a bridal fair, that kind of stuff. I would set up a booth at that, and I would make really pretty like bridal invitations that invited to my Fit Club. So if you came to Fit Club with your invitation from this, you'd get a free sample of Shakeology or whatever. So then I would be driving traffic to a Fit Club, which would give me the opportunity to talk to people. And there is something about, like, and I say this about home shows too, I can see the same product on the internet 800 times, but you get me to one of those home parties and give me a glass of wine, I'm buying the whole freaking catalog. And it's not because I want this shit. It's because I'm like, woohoo! There's like something about a whole bunch of people and the energy, and you buy all of it, right? And it's the same thing with Fit Club. Like, you get people there and working out. As a new coach, it does not have the confidence or maybe the credibility yet. You get them to a Fit Club where their friends are like, that was so fun. They're all going to freaking buy challenge packs. It's just the way that it goes, right?
Yeah. And it's really fun to post about too. People can look at you and say, oh, she doesn't just work online. She goes out in the community and puts on a live workout for free, or whatever, $2 or whatever you do with it, right? But yeah, like Casey said, we did the bridal. I did actually with Lindsay. I don't know if Lindsay's on the call right now. She's one of my diamond coaches. But we did a bridal fair, and that was so fun. And that was like pretty big step for her, right? I mean, she was out telling her story and having to explain Shakeology like on the drop of a dime. And so it was really fun. They're fun to do. I want to do another one now.
I'm like, I start a Fit Club. You're like, you don't have time. What are you doing? Yeah, they're super fun. There's also, and again, in the training website, a whole bunch of information on Fit Clubs and all the waivers and how to run it. And that's how I figured it out. I went on the Beachbody website and I was like, what is this Fit Club? I'm going to run one. Right?
Yeah, you can actually sign up in our team Beachbody. Like, you can put it in there so people from all over can see that there's a Fit Club being ran here. Kind of cool.
You know what's cool, Shay? Like, I was just thinking, there's kind of like a trend that we're talking about right now. Like, everything we're like, oh yeah, remember when we did that, and it's like, so we tried everything, you and I, you know what I mean? Or all of the successful coaches on this team. It's like, we've done a Fit Club, we've done a home show, we've done the bridal fairs, we've done free groups, we've done challenge groups, we've done cold inviting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have tried literally everything. So when people are like, well, how did you become successful? Well, because like there's nothing that I didn't try. I found my jam and what was working at the time. And when it stopped working, I changed it and tried something different, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a really, really, really important clue to success there as well, I think, is the fact that we've both like, you try it. If you hear about a Fit Club, try it. See if it works. It might be your jam. You might go 5-star from it. Who freaking knows, right?
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing one or program. Well, Fit Club though, Emma, well, the thing with Fit Club is that you could basically, like, I was doing programs and still doing Fit Club. So there were some days I did 2 workouts, which I know sounds crazy, but some of the fitness that I was doing wasn't really Fit Club appropriate. I feel like I would have killed some people at that time. So for you, I mean, it really just depends on if you're doing a program that you think that all fitness levels can do, sure, do it and share that. Say, you know what? I'm on day 10 today and this is my workout and I want you guys to join me today, right? There's a lot of different ways you could go about it. But for me, I did 2 workouts a day if I wasn't doing the program at Fit Club.
Do you guys have any more quick questions for her? I'm sure Ty's like, what are you doing? I want to come home.
They're so quiet. They're in the room reading or something.
Oh.
Doug's not barking at anyone. I love this.
Doug's actually chewing a hole in the wall.
Calvin's actually
Calvin, I was going to say Calvin chewing a hole in the wall. He's an asshole.
He ate Doug's full bag of bacon strips today. I came home from the grocery store and a bag of treats was open. I was like, what am I going to do with you? I love him though. Thanks, everybody. This is fun. Next time it won't be for so long. Gosh.
Awesome. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions, we're going to close it out. So thank you so much for being on the call. I appreciate you, obviously, as one of my best friends. But watching you go from where you started and how skeptical you were and how much bullshit you thought this whole thing was, to deciding that like you wanted a discount, to deciding that, you know, that this was going to be it, and watching you go through the motions has been absolutely incredible to me. And I'm so proud of you. Like, and I'll never be able to tell you, you know, how proud of you I am. So it's so cool. And I'm just learning from you is incredible. You have a wonderful team of women, and I'm proud to have you on this team. And yeah, awesome call tonight. I believe in everything that you said. I believe in, if you're going to step it up, you have to look at yourself first. Always. If something isn't working, it's something that you're doing or not doing. If something is going wrong, ask yourself, what could I change in this situation? How can I make this different? It's not a bad month. Like you said, there's no such thing as a bad month. It's something change. Something isn't working for you. And so kudos to you for all of your success, even though you have gone through some freaking wild stuff in the last like 6 months. So yeah, awesome. Thank you guys for being on the call tonight. I appreciate you, and I will put the recording onto YouTube. Have a wicked week, you guys, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, team.
Bye.